What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Pierre, and today we're going to go over one of the most asked questions that I get. What is medical sales college? Let's get into it. By the end of this video, what I want is for you guys to understand what medical sales college is, the structure of that 12-week program, whether or not it's a good option for you, and my opinion on whether it's a stroke of genius or if it's just a company that's out there to make some money. After doing some networking on LinkedIn, I was put in contact with Jason Barrera, and he is the Senior Director of Career Development over at Medical Sales College, and he was kind enough to have a conversation with me, answer my questions so that I could relay this information to you guys. When I asked him what Medical Sales College was, he said it was created to provide the foundational information that someone would need to get into the industry and understand the sales process within the business. What I captured out of the conversation that I had with Jason is that medical sales college is going to be an adjunct to the effort, but not the replacement of what you're going to have to do to get into medical sales. It is just like a school. You're going there to learn. It is not going to guarantee you that you are going to get a position. One of the things that I'm constantly asked is, what should I study in college to be a better applicant when it comes to getting into medical sales? And both him and I really agree on this. It doesn't matter what degree you graduated college with. What matters is the skills that you can develop to become a great salesperson from practice, because studying isn't something that's really going to get you to that next level when it comes to becoming a great salesperson. The skills that you're going to learn and develop is what's going to get you to that next level. Medical Sales College is a 12-week program that primarily focuses on ortho and spine. What you're going to get out of this class is a familiarity on what it entails to be in medical sales. You're also going to get a week-long course on sales training, such as how to approach a doctor, teaching you how to pre-call plan prior to your first call, which for people that aren't in medical sales or in sales right now, what pre-call planning means is just the pre-work that you're doing before you go in to try and get an appointment with a doctor, so that you already have at least a structured outline of what it is that you're going to talk about. They're also going to help you with your hospital credentials, and when you get into medical sales, you'll understand a little bit more about this, but hospitals require certain credentialing for reps to go in, such as having a flu vaccine and different things like that. So they're going to help you understand all the different things that you're going to need prior to getting into some of the hospitals that you want to go into. You're also going to have a class on ortho reconstruction, which is going to be your total hips, your total knees, your total shoulders. They're going to let you play with all of the instruments, show you what it is that a physician is going to be doing within that surgery, and walking you through the steps so that you have a better understanding of what you will be doing in the OR while the surgeon is doing the procedure. You'll also have a trauma course. You're going to have a course over orthobiologics and regenerative medicine. That's going to be your bone grafts, your allografts, your putties, and stem cells, different things like that. In all of these classes, you're going to have bone saws. What a bone saw is just like what this piece is here. It's a fake bone, putting different pieces into it so that you understand what all of those plates and screws do. You're also going to have a fourth portion that is completely based off of which medical sales college location you go to. Jason mentioned that dependent on what location you go to attend medical sales college, it's going to have a different primary focus. The primary focuses are going to be spine, sports medicine, or distal extremities. I don't believe that whichever one you go into is going to give you a better or less chance of getting a job. So I wouldn't really stress about trying to pick, oh, I really want a sports medicine position over a distal extremities or a spine position, so I need to find where that medical sales college location is going to be. They're all going to be great. They're all going to give you the right type of experience so that you can at least have that type of conversation with a recruiter and then a hiring manager, which then leads into another week, which is going to be sales training. I want to say that this is going to be really good for the people that don't have a sales background. You need to understand the process of what a sale in medical sales is like, how long it takes, what the hospital goes through. Knowing that information, whenever you're in an interview, really goes a long way, because you're going to be interviewing for entry-level roles. Some people that are interviewing might not know what the hierarchy of a hospital is like. If you can go in there and tell this recruiter and the hiring manager that you understand where you have to go, who you have to talk to, who essentially has the final word, who your KOL is going to be, then that's going to sound a lot better than somebody going in and saying, I'm a quick study. The last week of the 12-week course is going to be focused on career development. What that means is they're going to really help you set up your resume so that recruiters like what they see when they look at it, as well as help you understand who you should be networking with within that industry. That could go anywhere between physicians, nurses, recruiters, different hiring managers, things like that. So that's also another good thing, because I feel like people, even though I tell them consistently to network, they don't necessarily know what I mean or who to network with. And I know you're still asking yourself, but Pierre, will I get a job if I do this course? And I want to say it's not 100% guaranteed, but there is a very high probability of you getting that job. Jason mentioned to me that when you finish this course, you have an 81% chance of getting placed within the industry. That's a really good return on the investment, which you're putting on yourself to getting into this industry, especially if you don't have a background in sales whatsoever. So you do get an 81% chance. It's not 100%, but that's still some really good odds. And the next piece that you're gonna get on top of that is 1 year of placement services. What that means is if you don't get a job within the first couple of weeks, the first couple of months, you still have up to a year to reach out to their recruiters and work with them to help you get placed within medical sales. I like to think of myself as a glass half full kind of person. So if you guys are out there like me, you're probably thinking to yourself, I need to get into this right now because I want a job in medical sales. But you have to also come in with a little bit of skepticism, a little bit of pessimism. And I say that because you need to realize that if you are not a very competitive person, the class that you're going to is most likely going to be a facility and a course somewhere within your geography and that's close to home. And I say that because then that means most of the candidates that are also there learning with you are also within your same geography and close to their home. That being said, that means you are competing against everybody that you see within that room, not only during the coursework, which is to help you understand what medical sales is, but also to get an interview. That's a big deal. And if that scares you, then get out of here, because obviously you're not ready to get into medical sales. You're probably not even ready to get into sales. So I'm being facetious there. Being sarcastic. Somebody cue a little video of I'm being sarcastic. But really, if that does scare you, start kind of trying to figure out how to make yourself a more confident person and to be excited about that competition. Because I did see on LinkedIn students that graduate from these classes graduating with little certificates saying that I was the #1 in my class, et cetera, et cetera. And that'll take you a little bit further than somebody that doesn't have that to say about themselves. But again, the interview is where you are going to really sell yourself and earn the role. And this course is really going to give you guys a better understanding on how to get into that interview and say all the right things that you need to say. And now for the dessert portion of this video, which is going to be my opinion. But before we jump in, if you have made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm and it helps get this message out to other people that are in that same position that you're in, which is trying to figure out what you want to do with your future. Now, for my opinion, I want to break it into 2 different categories. The first category being my background, how I worked in B2B sales, and whether or not I would take this course. And then the second scenario being whether I was somebody that was, like a lot of my viewers, still in college or working another job and wanting to get into medical sales with no sales experience. Scenario number 1. somebody that already has a background in sales. So for myself, I had almost 3 years. Some of you guys that messaged me, you're within your first year or you had just finished your first year. If I was in your shoes, and for other people that are in those shoes right now, I would not do medical sales college. And I say that because I'm an example. You can get in without having somebody kind of hold your hand to help you get into this industry. You need to do the work, you need to research, you need to watch more of my videos on how to interview, which I'm uploading those as we speak, and really kind of focus in on what position it is you're looking for and start looking and networking for that role. So if you have a background in sales, be confident. Be confident in yourself, do the best that you can, and you will get into this industry. Now, scenario number 2. A lot of my viewers, they are college students. They are people that are working some type of job and they don't really like it and they just want to get into medical sales and they don't have really any kind of background in sales. Would I consider this? I would 100% consider this. It is $14,000. It's a big cost for a lot of people, but the return on that investment would be an 81% chance of you getting into the industry. I had said it before in one of my previous videos, if I could do kind of like my background again, I would have wanted to pick something like this because I spent 3 years working in a B2B job, grinding it out, and I did make some really good money, but that was the issue. Was the money that I was making was far higher than the amount of money that I was going to get in an entry-level role. So that kind of really narrowed my funnel on the types of opportunities that I could apply for because I didn't want to take that big of a pay cut. If I had just graduated college and this was a way that I could take a 12-week course, 3 more months of basically school, and get the type of job that I wanted right out of college, then I would have definitely considered this. So if you're in that position, I would highly consider, if you have the capability of spending $14,000, to invest into yourself and do something like this, because the amount of knowledge that they're going to pour into you in those 12 weeks and the amount of work that they're going to do with their recruiting system and the connections that they have is going to be far more than anything else that you can do within a year of working at another job. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do believe that medical sales college was a stroke of genius. I'm going to give them that. That's a solid opportunity for people out there that don't have a background in sales to get into this industry. And I love this industry. It's a great industry to be in. And I want as many people that are out there that want to do this to have that opportunity to get in, because I understand how hard it is to get into it. And that is why I am doing what I am doing right now, which is posting a series on how to answer interview questions, because that's going to be a big factor on whether or not you get this job. Lastly, for all of you guys that are still here, the secret nugget that's totally going to help you guys kind of put yourself to that next level when it comes to the interview process. One of the questions that you're going to get asked is, you tell me how competitive you are and different things like that, but how do I know that? I don't know you. How do I know that you're not just lying to me? How can you prove to me that you are as competitive as you're saying and that you're the right candidate? The answer to that question is, it's the way that I prepare. And if you went to medical sales college, you prepared. You came in and you learned what you needed to learn so that you could be the best candidate for that role. If you didn't go to medical sales college, then you let them know that it's how you have prepared that has made you so successful within the current role that you were doing. So I hope you guys like that little nugget. Use it however you want to use it. And until the next video, I'm out.